in partnership with CommSec.
Gold prices have topped $4,000 US an ounce for the first time. It's a record run that continues amid concerns about America's economic outlook. Good morning to you, Tom Piotrowski.
Pete, it's a good point that you make. It was a mix of different influences that came to bear on prices last night, but the fact that the US government shutdown's going into a seventh day, there's no sight of common ground being formed between the Democrats and the Republicans, so no hope at this stage that spending legislation will get passed. That was a factor pushing gold prices to, as you say, new record highs, but also pushing interest rates lower as investors favoured safe havens in that sort of context. But as far as equity markets are concerned, we saw downward pressure coming to bear on the broad range of indices that we look at, Pete, but it was technology stocks that were singled out. We had we've got the Nasdaq down by 0.6%. At this time of the year, we've got the US markets closing at 7 a.m. Sydney time, so we can just see the final stages of trade. The S&P 500 is down by around 0.4%. The Dow Jones down by 1/3%. So, Pete, one story that was very conspicuous was the fact that a report surrounding Oracle's margins emerged, and these margins are much thinner than what the market had anticipated, and this prompted a discussion around margins more broadly and the land grab that's going on in AI and whether or not the return that's being invested might be up to snuff. So that's part of the reason why at one stage you had Oracle shares down by 7%. They're currently down by around 2.5%. However, on the other side of the ledger, Dell upgraded its earnings expectations for the next couple of years and quite solidly, and that has the shares up by around 3%. Elsewhere, there has been a fire at an aluminium production plant in New York State. The point being, Pete, that this supplies car makers, including Ford, and this could stymie production of Ford vehicles for some time. That's why the shares are down by around 6% as we speak. The futures are pointing to a decline of around 1/10% for the ASX 200 today. As you rightly point out, gold stocks will be firmly in focus. The yellow metal is up by around 0.5%.
It's a big benchmark, isn't it, though? I remember at the start of the year when gold was having this surge, Tom, that there was, a far-off expectation that gold could reach 4,000 by the end of the year. Now, here we are in October showing that there's plenty of gas left in the tank. When it comes to gold, meaning so much uncertainty, when it comes to the stock market, I suppose, proving the safe haven's the place to be.
Well, I suppose, yes, there's a variety of factors at play, Pete, but you've got quite a number of risks that investors are looking at. There's also central bank buying, which is contributing to it as well. So the overall atmosphere where you've got military conflicts, you've got political uncertainty, and indeed all of those factors are contributing to that very muscular rally that we've seen lately for gold prices.
Muscular rally. Well put, as always, Tom. Thank you.